What's up, YouTube world? Alright, we have this saltwater tank. Let's take a look at it and see what's going on. So right now we have this wave maker running, and this wave maker runs every so often. They go vice versa, so that will run for a few, and then that will run for a few, and then just vice versa. That wave maker down there pushing through the cave with the jeweled moray eel, looking beautiful. What you doing, bud? He's like, I don't like the light. Then we have another wave maker on top, which I'm thinking about reducing because it's pretty aggressive, as you can see, and he doesn't necessarily mind it, but he does have a hard time over here swimming because that's how the flow goes. Oh, sorry, didn't see my finger there, but yeah, it goes like this, and then goes down, and goes like that, and then that wave maker actually pushes it through the cave some more, so it's pretty aggressive in there with that wave maker running. But at night it does turn off, and the lionfish are nocturnal, so he does go out and about, and even during the day when I come home, he's like, feed me, feed me. There we go, we got Blunny. He's really cool. He hides himself at night into the substrate, and I believe that's why he still makes it, because the true moray eel be hungry. I actually saw the true moray eel for a split second go after him, but for a split second, like he saw him and he went like this, and then he went away. But yeah, nobody's gonna mess with him. He looks pretty scary. He's so cool looking. I love how he looks. He's awesome. He's doing really well. He eats his ghost shrimp and all, and yeah. That's what they do during the day. They post themselves on the rock, and he chose the front of the structure because the wave, like I said, goes up and then down and pretty much like this. This is why we have two here, kind of helping push it like this. But in the front, it's not so bad. As you can see, it's not so aggressive, or that thing would be going like, but it's not. So yeah, perfect spot. The new coral that popped out of nowhere is doing really well. It's getting bigger. See that so well, but yeah, it's getting much bigger. It's in a weird angle to get at, but yeah, he's doing really good. I can see it really well, and they be pulsing. I love that. This one's also doing really well. And then we have a feather duster, and then this is one of the new corals I got. I like this coral a lot. At night it actually has these really long tentacles that come out, and he tries to be feeding, so that's awesome. But they look really cool. I kind of wedged it between these two rocks, hoping it will fill in the rocks. So this coral is doing also really good. You know, it kind of fell apart up here once, you know, a while back, and I, you know, took those two pieces and I kind of just wedged it into the rocks right here, and they actually connected themselves to it, and they're doing really well growing out of it, and hopefully they spread and kind of fill in that rock. I will eventually, my plans are, if you see this spot right here, see how it's nice and flat, I actually want to get a brain coral, and then I also want to get like a frog egg coral, if I pronounce that right. But yeah, I want to kind of put it right there, and then brain coral goes right there. And then I also did a little changing in the tank. I have really nice rocks in my opinion. They flow really well. It goes really well. I think I did a pretty good job, besides always having stuff on my glass. But I had this one rock in there which just did not go with anything. It always bothered me ever since day one, but I just left it alone because you just want to leave things alone. So my idea was to have it come up like this into the back, but I don't actually have it technically laying on the back because I didn't want anything against the glass, because I wanted to have flow. So any rock that is actually touching the glass, I actually have some type of sponge in there, so it has a little cushion, but it's only 2 points. That's all which is touching the back glass, or 2 points. And I had it going up and straight, you know, but as you can tell, it's not going straight anymore. There's actually a fall now, because there was this one big rock right here that did not go with any other rock in here. It was just one random rock, and it was really ugly. I apologize for my cat, she's going crazy. And yeah, Look, the spotters, the green spotted puffers are out. I just did a video on these guys and I was like, look, and they were hiding because they were looking for the beef heart. But yeah, so this one ugly rock right here was in there, and I just, you know, it's completely random. So decided to take that big rock out, and I have that rock in there, I have that rock in there, and then I had this one odd rock in there, just ugly. And I have another type of rock in there. I have to think of the names. I don't know the names, so I apologize. But I just did not like that rock. So I removed the rock. And there was this one rock right here which was really neat. It's actually one of my first starter rocks to help populate the rest of the rock with beneficial bacteria and coral algae and just, you know, good stuff. And the guy who sold it to me, he didn't know, or maybe he did, and he was being really nice. But I paid $8 because $8 a pound, and as you can see, it's not a really big piece of rock, so you can imagine how much weight is in here. But the purpose of this tank is for the moray eel, so it has to have a lot of caves, and it's really, you know, meant for him, so he feels secure. They will do fine in a 30-gallon tank, and this is a 40-gallon cube, so he won't get that big. He will still get about 5 inches or so, but he should be okay. And yeah, he will definitely be okay. But yeah, so it has this mushroom coral on it that popped out of nowhere. But that's really cool. It's kind of hard to see though. But yeah, the rock dropped, you know, a good 3 inches. That first starter rock. So it's kind of hard to see the mushroom coral now, but I will imagine that eventually as it fills in, it will also come out on this side. So that looks really cool. Plus I can see this hole now going from this side, so I'm running out of breath. So that's really cool. And then I got another feather duster, another one right there, and another one right there. And oh look, he came out. That's a sand sifter starfish. Here I just have a really hard time getting to this, so I can't really get it away from the glass. But I'm gonna try again because I moved that rock, so, and I was able to get more in there. So all I gotta do is move the power head and move all of this, and you know, I do that one day. But yeah, I think it's really awesome. Got some hermit crabs, got some cool snails, and then we got the sump that filters it all. Protein skimmer. The Kato's stuck. Dang it! I don't like it when the Kato gets stuck. The Kato, when it eventually gets pretty big, I actually do have a link on eBay where I spread the love and let people get some if they want some, if they're interested. And that's actually been going pretty well. Got some good reviews on it so far, so that's really nice of everybody. And let me get something real quick. So I'm back. So this is my tongs that I feed everybody with. And sometimes, that's why I got stuck. See that big snail right there? He does a really good job of cleaning everything. But yeah, that's why I got stuck, because the snail was trying to go on it. But that's what it be doing. It be spinning. So when the light turns on at night, so basically this play runs during the day and then this runs at night. I believe 12 hours and then 10 hours, or actually more like 14 hours and 10 hours. It's 24 hours. And yeah, and there'd be micro, there'd be Texophilia algae in there also. It's hard to see. And this is what's this called? Kato. And yeah, it's just 2 power head that drives it. But yeah, it helps it to spin, and it does a really good job. But eventually it will get so big that it won't spin anymore, and that's when I start, you know, letting people on eBay have some. But this is a refugium. Does an excellent job. This right here, this is actually fiber filter floss filter right here. So it collects any uneaten food. I change that daily, and then as it goes from the display in, it runs over into the fiber floss, so food collects the food. Then there's chemical, it runs down the baffle into this chamber where it heats it up. Tries to keep it under 81. I got a new heater for it, 300 watt, because I thought the 200 was too small, but the 200 was working excellent, but it was also really old, so I was just a little paranoid. I didn't want it to blow up or anything, so I got a new heater for it. So I'm working on the new heater, and when it does turn on, it turns on. It's set for about 78, but like I said, when it turns on, it turns on. It's on the cheap side. protein skimmer. There's a lot of things going on, so I don't know what's going on with that. It's working pretty hard. So I've been feeding the jeweled moray eel and the lionfish, you know, pretty good. So maybe that's why the protein skimmer is working hard. But during the day that will actually, or during the day that works hard, and then at night when the light turns on and this starts consuming nutrients in the water and keeping everything in check, that doesn't actually work as hard. So that's pretty neat. And then yeah, the dry pump just starts back up, 530 gallons per hour. By the time it gets up there, it's probably around 450, because you do lose a little bit, but it's not like it's 6 feet, it's only about 4 feet. Well, that's the saltwater tank, and hell yeah, a little bit update on that, what's going on. Check out the really cool crab back there. And all that stuff on the back glass is coralline algae also, and I kind of like it on the back glass, so I leave it alone as long as it doesn't get on the sides or the front glass, which it doesn't. Populates the rock really well, makes everything look spectacular. So YouTube, I wish you an awesome night, and y'all be good. Laters.